Welcome, dear friend, to this quiet journey beneath the stars. Tonight, we step softly into the vastness of space, letting our minds drift gently through the endless cosmic ocean. As you settle in, feel your breath slow, your body relaxes, and your thoughts ease like waves upon the shore. Here, in this calm space between wakefulness and dreams, we'll explore the mysteries of the universe together, softly, slowly, and with wonder. If you find peace in these moments, if the stars and stories here touch your heart, please consider sharing this journey with others who seek the same calm. A gentle like or a thoughtful comment helps us grow this quiet corner of the cosmos, a place where curiosity and calm meet. If you'd like to join us for more peaceful explorations of science and space, subscribe and turn on notifications, so that every time a new chapter of wonder unfolds, you'll be here, ready to drift away again. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening with an open heart. Now, let's begin our journey through the endless sky and find our home among the stars. The sky above is a great, soft canvas, speckled with light from ancient fires. As your gaze drifts, you sense the question pressing softly at the edges. Does it go on forever? Tonight, you step into the mystery. One breath at a time, you lie back, letting the weight of your body settle into the earth beneath you. The air is still, and somewhere in the distance, a faint breeze stirs the leaves, a gentle whisper against the silence of the night. Above you, the sky is open and vast, a dome of soft darkness scattered with trembling points of light. It feels at once close enough to touch and impossibly far away. Your eyes wander from star to star, as though you're tracing a map you've never studied, but somehow know by heart. Each glimmer is an invitation, a quiet beckoning toward something older and greater than yourself. The cool air brushes against your face, and you breathe deeply, feeling the slow rhythm of your chest rise and fall in time with the universe itself. The first thing you notice, without even trying, is how endless it all seems. No walls, no ceiling, no edges, only more stars waiting beyond the ones you can see. The thought stirs something deep within you, the same quiet curiosity that has pulled human beings to look upward for thousands of years. The same curiosity that turned campfire stories into star charts and questions into journeys. But tonight is not about racing to answers. Tonight is about taking the first step, a slow, unhurried step into the mystery of space, not to solve it, but to feel it. You focus on a single star. It is small, dim, and steady, a faint pinprick against the black. It seems modest, but in reality, it may be enormous, far greater than our sun, its light dimmed only by its staggering distance. The star's light began its journey toward you long ago, perhaps hundreds or thousands of years in the past. In that time, entire empires may have risen and fallen on Earth. Generations have lived, loved, and passed away, all while a tiny beam of light made its silent, unbroken voyage through the dark, only to land just now in your eyes. When you truly think about it, you realize you're not just looking at the night sky. You're looking into the past. Every star is a memory, a preserved moment in cosmic history, playing itself back to you like a film reel with no sound. The nearest star, besides our sun, is over 4 years away, 4 years of light racing at nearly 300,000 kilometers per second just to reach you. And the farthest light you can see tonight may have been traveling for millions of years. This is the first truth you feel. The sky is not simply there. It is a message in motion. A message from a universe so vast that even its whispers take lifetimes to arrive. The more you look, the more it feels like falling into something. The darkness between the stars is not empty, not truly. Invisible dust drifts there, cold clouds of gas float unseen, and light from stars too faint to notice seeps into the black. Even the blackness is full, You remember hearing once that the universe contains more stars than all the grains of sand on every beach on Earth. It is the kind of statement that is impossible to hold entirely in your mind, yet comforting in its scale. The idea that you are part of something so rich and endless is not frightening. Not tonight. Instead, it is like resting under a blanket so vast that you can no longer see where it begins or ends. Slowly, you begin to sense the rhythm of space. Itself, there is no hurry in it. Galaxies move apart over billions of years. Stars live for millions, even billions of years before fading. Light drifts across immeasurable distances, patient and steady. Compared to that, your own breath is like a heartbeat in the life of a mountain. Fleeting, yet part of the whole dot, it makes you wonder. If the sky seems infinite, is it truly without end? Or is there a point where it stops, where something different begins? The question stirs softly in your mind, as it has in the minds of countless people before you. You imagine walking upward, an impossible, dreamlike climb, stepping from star to star. At first, the distances feel small, but soon you realize each step is years of light's travel. You pass between stars, through clouds of dust, across empty voids wider than any galaxy. The further you go, the more the sky changes. Familiar constellations dissolve behind you, replaced by new shapes, new clusters. Time passes differently here, not by clocks, but by the slow dance of the stars themselves. There is no sign of a wall, no sign of a finish line, just more space dot. It's here that the human mind meets one of its deepest challenges. We are not built to see infinity. Our days have beginnings and endings. Our lives start and stop. Our stories have final chapters. But space offers no obvious conclusion. It stretches in every direction, and no matter how far you imagine going, there is always more. And yet, some scientists believe it might not go on forever. It could be curved, like the surface of a sphere. If you traveled far enough in one direction, you might, eventually, return to where you started. Others think it could truly be infinite, a boundless expanse with no repeating pattern. The truth is, for now, hidden beyond what we can measure. You let the thought sit with you, not as a puzzle to solve tonight, but as a companion for the journey ahead. The first step into the dark is not about reaching an answer. It is about learning to be comfortable with the unknown. Your gaze returns to that single star you chose earlier. It still shines, unbothered by your questions. It has been shining for longer than you have existed, and will continue long after you are gone. You realize that whether space ends or not, your connection to it is real. You are made from the same materials as the stars, the same carbon, the same oxygen, the same ancient hydrogen that has been here since the beginning dot. It's a quiet comfort. You are not a visitor to the universe. You are part of it. The night deepens. You can almost feel the earth turning beneath you, slowly carrying you into new parts of the sky. More stars appear, faint ones, almost hesitant. The longer you look, the more they emerge, as if waiting for you to be still enough to notice them. A meteor traces a brief arc above you, gone in a heartbeat, yet older than your world. It is a fragment of rock or metal, wandering space for ages before meeting its bright end in your atmosphere. You watch it fade, leaving only the memory of its path. And then, in the soft stillness that follows, you feel the question return. If I kept going, would I ever find an edge? The thought does not disturb you. Instead, it rocks gently in your mind, like a boat drifting in a calm bay. You do not need to know the answer yet. The journey has only begun. You breathe in, slow and deep, letting the cool night air fill your lungs. The stars above are steady, patient, unchanging in their watch. Somewhere, beyond even their light, more waits to be seen, perhaps not by, You but by someone, someday. And as you lie there, wrapped in the dark, you sense that the first step into space is not about leaving the ground. It is about opening a door in your own thoughts, one that leads to places without maps. You keep that door open as your eyes wander one last time across the sky. In its vastness, you feel both impossibly small and completely at home. You are standing at the shoreline of something so immense that it could hold every dream, every question, every life that ever was or will be. And somewhere in that darkness, a journey waits, one that will follow light itself to the very limits of what can be known and beyond. Every photon is a traveler, carrying whispers from the past. Some left their stars before the Earth was born. They show you just how far can be. You lift your gaze again to the sky. This time, you no longer see only points of light scattered. In the dark, you see travelers. Millions, billions of them, each carrying a story, each one a fragment of time itself. A photon is the smallest unit of light. It is weightless, without rest, without age in the way you know it. From the moment it leaves its source, it travels endlessly at the fastest speed the universe allows, 299,792 kilometers every second. It does not pause. It does not tire. It moves forward through the darkness, as if following a silent command. Some photons began their journey just moments ago, leaving street lamps, candles, or the glow of your own screen. Others are unimaginably older, survivors of journeys so long that entire worlds have formed and vanished in the time they have been. On their way, you choose one star to focus on, bright enough to stand out from the others. Its light might have left decades ago, maybe centuries. The moment you see now is not the star as it is, but as it was. You are always looking back in time. The nearest star beyond our sun is called Proxima Centauri. Its light takes a little over 4 years to reach you. That means if something changed on its surface tonight, a flare, a shadow, a storm of plasma, you wouldn't see it until 4 years from now. You live in the present, but you see the past. Travel farther with your mind. The Orion Nebula, that soft patch of haze in the hunter's sword, is about 1,344 light-years away. The glow you see tonight began its journey when humans were building cathedrals in Europe and navigating seas by starlight. Those photons crossed centuries to find your eyes tonight. And still farther, the Andromeda Galaxy, faint but visible on the clearest nights, is more than 2.5 million light-years away. That means the light striking your retina left its galaxy when early humans were just beginning to use simple stone tools. The image you see is a message from a time before history, before writing, before anything we would recognize as civilization. Light is the great messenger of the universe. Without it, you would know almost nothing beyond the boundaries of Earth. You cannot touch the stars, cannot send probes to all of them, but you can catch their light, and in that light is their story. You imagine a photon's journey. It begins deep inside a star, born from the chaos of nuclear fusion. In the star's core, atoms of hydrogen fuse together, releasing energy. This energy emerges as light, but in the dense, hot interior, a photon may bounce endlessly for thousands of years before escaping. It's like trying to leave a crowded room where every step is blocked by another person. Eventually, the photon reaches the star's surface. Now, its path is clear. It bursts into space, and the real journey begins. It might travel for years, centuries, or millions of years, passing planets, dodging dust clouds, weaving through the silent expanse of interstellar space. And finally, almost improbably, it arrives here, colliding gently with your eye. A journey of light years ends. In a fraction of a second, when your mind turns it into sight, the scale of these distances is difficult to hold in thought. A light year, the distance light travels in 1 year, is nearly 10 trillion kilometers. 10 trillion. Even if you could travel in the fastest spacecraft humans have built, it would take tens of thousands of years to cross a single light year. Light, and only light, makes the universe feel connected to us at all. You think of the oldest light you can see, not from stars, but from the very beginning. The faint afterglow of the Big Bang, called the cosmic microwave background, has been traveling for over 13 billion years. It is not visible to your eyes, but scientists have mapped it in radio waves. It is the universe's baby picture, still, reaching us across the ages. To look at it is to see nearly to the beginning of time. As your thoughts drift through these vast scales, you feel the paradox. Light is both fragile and unstoppable. A single particle can be blocked by the leaf of a tree, the wall of a house, the blink of your eyelid. Yet in open space, it can cross the gulfs between galaxies, slipping through without losing its speed or its message. You picture a photon passing near planets, where no eyes ever watched the sky, near suns that will burn for billions more years, through dust that scatters it into faint streams. Some photons will never reach any world at all. They will travel until the universe changes beyond recognition, until there is no one to see them. And still, they will keep moving in the stillness of the night. This feels like a lesson, that the journey matters even when the destination is uncertain. Light's persistence gives you the ability to measure the universe's size, shape, and age. History. Astronomers use telescopes like time machines, gathering light from farther and farther away. Each faint, distant galaxy is a window into an earlier era. When you look far enough, you see the young universe itself. You begin to realize the night sky is not just a picture. It is a history book written in light. Your breathing slows as you imagine floating in the path of that light. If you could somehow stop time and hover between the stars, you would see streams of photons passing around you, coming from all directions. Each one tells a different story. A supernova's final burst, the steady glow of a sun, the slow pulse of a dying star. In that thought, you sense something else. If light is our only way to see the universe, then there is a limit to how far we can ever see. Beyond a certain point, the light has not had time to reach us yet. That invisible shell is called the cosmic horizon, a boundary not of walls, but of time itself. Beyond it, the universe may stretch on, but its light is still on the way. Thought sits quietly with you. It is the first hint that even light, fast as it is, cannot tell us everything. There are places we may never see, stories we may never hear, simply because the messengers have not yet arrived. You lie back again, letting that awareness sink in. The light touching you tonight is a gift of patience, an unbroken line between the present and a moment unimaginably far in the past. It is proof that the universe is not silent. It is speaking to you all the time, if only you learn how to listen. The air is cool now, and the sky feels deeper. The stars seem to shift almost imperceptibly, though you know it is the earth turning beneath you. Somewhere, far beyond your sight, more photons are on their way, some from stars you will never know, others from events not yet begun. They are already moving, already committed to their paths, already weaving themselves into the story of space. The thought comforts you. Even in darkness, something is always moving toward you. And as you close your eyes for a moment, you still see it, the endless motion of light across the universe, carrying with it the memory of all that has ever been illuminated. Flat like an endless page, curved like an invisible sphere, or twisted into shapes you can only imagine, space hides its form in how it bends light. You drift along these unseen curves. You breathe gently as you let your thoughts stretch out into the vastness once more. The stars you've watched so quietly are not merely scattered points on a flat canvas. Instead, they rest on a fabric, a vast invisible cloth that folds, bends, and flows in ways your eyes cannot see directly. This fabric is space itself, the stage on which all cosmic drama unfolds. Imagine a smooth sheet of paper, stretching endlessly in all directions. You could draw any shape on it, lines, circles, patterns, but the surface remains perfectly flat, unwrinkled, infinite. This is one way to think about space, a flat expanse extending without edge or boundary. What if space isn't flat? What if it curves, like the surface of a gently rounded balloon or the soft arc of a hill? In this case, if you traveled far enough in one direction, you might return to where you began, just as if you walked all the way around the Earth's surface. This is not just a story from imagination. Scientists call this property the curvature of space. It's a subtle but profound idea that reshapes how we understand the universe. You close your eyes and picture a traveler walking along this curved space. At first, the traveler believes they are walking straight ahead, yet their path loops back in a slow, graceful circle. The traveler's steps trace an invisible curve, unseen but felt deeply in the quiet turn of the journey. This curvature is not only a theoretical idea, it affects how light itself travels through the cosmos. Light moves in what we call a straight line, but in curved space, these straight lines are more like gentle arcs or great circles. Light bends along the fabric of space, weaving patterns that stretch your imagination. The idea of space having shape may feel strange because your everyday life happens on Earth's surface, a three-dimensional world, yet one grounded on a curved planet. You understand curvature easily there. The horizon curves gently, ships disappear over it, and distant mountains shift with perspective. Now imagine the entire universe shaped in a similar way, but on scales so vast, they are difficult to grasp. The stars, galaxies, and cosmic filaments follow these curves, drifting like leaves on a gentle, endless river. You sense something even more astonishing. Space's shape is dynamic. It is not a fixed backdrop, but a living, breathing entity, responding to the presence of mass and energy. Large objects, stars, planets, black holes, cause dents and warps in space, like stones dropped into a calm pond, sending ripples through the fabric itself. This phenomenon is what Einstein's theory of general relativity describes. Gravity is the shape of space and time bending around mass. It is not a force pulling invisibly from afar, but the natural flow of objects following curved paths in a warped landscape. You feel yourself drifting softly on this river of space, moving effortlessly along invisible curves. You can't see the bends or folds, but you know they guide everything you observe. Sometimes space curves so sharply it creates loops called closed universes. Other times it may be flat or saddle-shaped, bending outward like a saddle seat. Each shape carries its own destiny for the universe. Whether it will expand forever, slow, or eventually collapse, scientists have tried to measure this shape carefully, observing how light bends around galaxies and how the universe's expansion changes over time. Their findings suggest our universe is remarkably flat, but with room for small, gentle curves. This balance creates a space that is vast and open, yet intimate and connected. You imagine a vast fabric beneath your feet, so immense it holds galaxies and clusters, yet delicate enough to bend under their weight. The shape of this fabric decides the journey of everything within it, from the path of a single photon to the dance of entire galaxies. Even though space's shape feels mysterious, it is not beyond your reach. Every time you look up at the night sky, you are witnessing the seal, interplay of light and curve, mass and distance. The stars you see trace invisible highways, their light winding along the contours of the cosmos. In this meditative moment, you realize that the universe is not just a backdrop, but a living map, folding and unfolding around you. The shape of Space invites you to see differently, not as a fixed stage, but as a fluid realm of endless possibility. As you let this thought sink gently, you feel the pull of curiosity deepen. If light's path bends with space, then what lies beyond what you can see? What marks the edge of this curved expanse? Or does such an edge exist at all? You feel the quiet pulse of a question lingering on the edge of your mind, soft and unresolved. There is a limit to what you can see, a cosmic horizon, not of land or water, but of time. Beyond it, the universe continues unseen. It feels like standing at the shore of a dark ocean. You lie back once again, your eyes tracing the faint patterns of stars overhead. The night is calm, the air cool, and the earth beneath you feels steady and still. Above, the stars shimmer like scattered embers, each one a distant sun whispering across unimaginable gulfs of space. They seem so near, yet you know they are far beyond reach. But tonight, you begin to sense something deeper, that even this vast sky has a boundary. Not a wall you can touch, not a ring of mountains, or the curve of an ocean's edge, but a limit shaped by time itself. A cosmic horizon. Imagine yourself standing at the shore of a great, dark sea. The water stretches endlessly in all directions, a smooth, glassy surface fading into shadows. You can see the closest ripples, the gentle movement of the near waves, but beyond a certain distance, the water melts into a hazy, unreachable blur. That distant line, where the seen gives way to the unseen, is the horizon. You know the ocean continues past that point, yet your eyes cannot follow it there. In the universe, there is such a horizon too. Astronomers call it the cosmic event horizon, though some simply call it the cosmic horizon. It marks the farthest distance from which light has had time to reach us since the birth of everything. Beyond it, there are more stars, more galaxies, perhaps even worlds, but their light has not yet arrived, and in many cases, it never will. You close your eyes and imagine light itself as a traveler, not a sudden flash, but a patient wanderer, moving steadily through space at the highest speed nature allows. No matter how fast it moves, it is always racing against the clock of the cosmos. The universe has only existed for about 13.8 billion years, and that means there's a limit to how far any light could have traveled in that time. You picture yourself at this shoreline of space-time, looking outward into the night. Inside the horizon, starlight has washed up on the shores of your vision, carrying stories from long ago. Outside the horizon, the stories are still on their way, or perhaps have drifted too far, lost forever in the expansion of space. Because the universe is stretching, this horizon is not fixed. It moves, shifts, and grows over time, though not always in ways you might expect. Some galaxies that were once visible to ancient observers have now slipped beyond our reach, carried away by the current of expanding space. Their light can no longer keep up with the swelling fabric of the cosmos. Like ships disappearing beyond the bend of the sea, they fade not because they have vanished, but because the space between you and them grows faster than their light can. Travel. This is one of the most humbling truths of the night sky. There are wonders you will never see, not because they are hidden behind dust or clouds, but because the laws of physics place them forever beyond your reach. You think of ancient sailors standing on the deck of wooden ships, staring toward a hazy horizon at dawn. To them, there were surely lands, islands, and coasts they would never visit, yet they knew the world extended beyond what they could see. You are like them now, a navigator on a cosmic ocean, charting the stars inside your visible realm while knowing that beyond, the universe continues. The horizon is not an end. It is not a wall. It is a veil, thin and silent. Beyond it, there is more of everything. More light, more space, more time. There may be galaxies larger and stranger than any you've imagined. There may be regions of space where the laws of physics twist in unfamiliar ways. There may be civilizations whose light never reaches us, not because they are too far away in space, but because they are too far away in time. The light you do see is a history book written in photons. The nearest stars tell stories that are only years old. The faintest galaxies visible to our most powerful telescopes tell stories billions of years old, their light beginning its journey when the universe was young. Every step toward the horizon is a step backward in time. In your mind, you take a slow journey outward. You pass through the neighborhoods of nearby stars, drift past the clusters where hundreds of suns shine together, glide through the cosmic filaments where galaxies stretch like jeweled threads across space. With every leap outward, the starlight grows older, until finally you approach the faint, ancient glow of the cosmic microwave background, the afterglow of the Big Bang itself, a pale whisper from when the universe was only a few 100,000 years old. This is the farthest light you can see, the edge of the visible cosmos. Beyond that lies the unknown, not empty, but unseen, not silent, but unheard. You breathe deeply, feeling a mix of awe and humility. The horizon reminds you of your place in the cosmos. Small, yes, but also central in your own observable sphere. You are at the center of your horizon, just as every observer in the universe is at the center of theirs. No matter where you are, the horizon surrounds you like the edge of a bubble. It is a strange thought that the universe you can see is unique to you, shaped by your position in space and time. Another observer, billions of light years away, would have their own horizon, overlapping with yours, but not identical. The boundaries of what can be seen are different for everyone, and so you lie there beneath the stars, imagining these countless overlapping bubbles, each one holding its own slice of the cosmic story. Some overlap enough to share chapters, while others may contain tales no one else will ever know. Your breath slows again, in rhythm with the vast quiet above. The horizon is not a final limit, but an invitation to wonder. What lies beyond is unknown and perhaps unknowable, and yet the mystery is part of the beauty. The darkness beyond the edge is not frightening, but peaceful. As your thoughts drift, you sense the next question forming. If the universe has this horizon, and if galaxies can slip beyond it, what does that say about the future? Will more of the cosmos vanish from view as time passes? Will the stars we see now someday fade into darkness, leaving only the nearest lights behind? For now, you let the question rest. There will be time for it later. Tonight, you are content to rest at the shoreline of time itself, listening to the soft tide of starlight wash gently over you. Space stretches like a slow breath, carrying galaxies apart. There is no center, no edge, only everywhere growing at once. You feel the gentle pull of expansion all around you. You lie back and feel the quiet pulse of the cosmos beneath you, a slow and steady rhythm that fills the darkness like a soft heartbeat. The vastness around you seems both infinite and intimate, carrying with it a slow breath, the gentle inhalation and exhalation of space itself. Space is not still. It stretches, unfolds, and grows, not from a single point, but everywhere at once. The universe is expanding, carrying with it the stars, the galaxies, and all the mysteries swirling silently between them. Picture a vast balloon, smooth and unblemished, slowly inflating. On its surface, tiny dots mark the galaxies, each one moving quietly apart as the balloon grows. But here is a subtle and beautiful truth. There is no center on the surface of that balloon, no special dot from which all others move away. Instead, every point sees the others drifting away, as if the whole surface is growing equally in every direction. This is the nature of cosmic expansion. Unlike an explosion that happened once and hurled matter outward from a single center, Expansion is a continuous stretching of space itself. The distances between galaxies increase, not because galaxies are moving through space like travelers on a road, but because the very fabric of space between them is stretching. You sense this gentle pull all around you. Imagine yourself standing quietly in the middle of a vast, peaceful crowd where every person slowly steps away from you, but also away from each other. No one person is the center. Everyone moves apart, caught in the rhythm of growing space. You begin to feel the cosmic expansion, not as a distant concept, but as a calm, enveloping presence, a slow dance of distance and time unfolding everywhere. Right here, the universe does not have an edge you can reach or a boundary to cross. It does not have a single center you can stand in. Instead, expansion happens everywhere at once. Each galaxy sees all the others moving away, and yet the view from any point in space looks remarkably the same. This symmetry is a quiet wonder. Wherever you find yourself in the universe, the cosmos appears to expand outward from your place. As if you were at its center, your mind drifts gently with this thought, like a leaf caught on a slow, invisible river. Space itself is that river, flowing outward, stretching the cosmic fabric with an effortless grace. The very distances between stars, clusters, and galaxies grow like ripples in a vast pond, calm and sure. The story of this expansion began to unfold in the early 20th century, when astronomers noticed something remarkable: a light from distant galaxies shifted toward the red end of the spectrum. This redshift is a cosmic clue, telling a story of galaxies moving away from us, and the farther they are, the faster they retreat. It is as if the universe itself stretches the waves of light, pulling them longer and longer across the dark sea of space. You feel the vast timescales involved, a slow melody that stretches across billions of years. The universe has been expanding for nearly 14 billion years, and this stretching continues all around you, right now. The gentle tug of expansion shapes the destiny of the cosmos, guiding how stars are born, how galaxies waltz through space, and how the vast expanse evolves in an endless cycle of growth. This expansion is unlike anything you experience in everyday life. Imagine dots on a piece of dough rising as it bakes. Each dot moves apart from its neighbors, but the dough itself has no edges to escape from. It simply grows larger, carrying the dots with it, creating more space between them. You realize your place in the cosmos is not special or central. You are part of this growing fabric, moving outward along with stars and galaxies. The universe's breath is your breath, a shared rhythm, a quiet unity binding you to everything around. There is a soft wonder in this thought. Though space grows larger every moment, you remain connected, held within the gentle stretch of its embrace. You are not separate from expansion. You are its witness and its participant, a calm observer drifting with the flow dot. As you feel this movement, you also sense a delicate balance. Even as galaxies rush away from each other, the force of gravity holds them together. Clusters and groups of galaxies remain bound, locked in close dance. Here and there, gravity weaves threads that pull galaxies closer, resisting the tide of expansion. This interplay creates the rich and intricate structure of the cosmos. Vast voids of emptiness, shimmering filaments of stars and galaxies, and luminous clusters glowing softly against the dark canvas of space. You imagine this cosmic web stretching across the universe, its threads pulled taut by the gentle breath of expansion. In the quiet of this night, you sense the endlessness of this unfolding process. Space will continue to expand, perhaps forever, growing beyond any horizon your mind can imagine. The universe's growth is slow and sure, like the unfolding of a great, infinite flower opening petal by petal in the dark. You think about what this means for the future. As expansion carries galaxies away, some will slip beyond your cosmic horizon, fading forever from sight. The universe becomes quieter, darker in places, but also ever larger, a paradox of growing distance and stretching time. In this gentle moment, you feel the vastness and the intimacy of your place within the cosmos. You are both infinitesimal and infinite, held in the breath of space, stretching outward. You let your thoughts drift toward the very edges of understanding, where space and time weave together in a slow, graceful dance, carrying all matter forward. In a cosmic flow. As you settle deeper into the calm, the question returns softly. If space expands without edge or center, what defines your personal universe? How do you find home within this boundless growth? The universe may stretch beyond what you can imagine, but the feeling of belonging is not lost. You are a part of this living cosmos, your story intertwined with the rhythm of expanding space. So you feel the next step of your journey beckoning. A deeper look into the bubble you inhabit, the observable universe that shapes what you can know and see. The gentle pull of expansion fades into the background as your thoughts turn to the borders of your cosmic view, the edges of your personal universe, a bubble floating silently in the ocean of infinity. You live inside a sphere, your observable universe. Beyond its transparent walls lies the unknown, hidden by time's slow work. Your bubble floats in an ocean without shores. You breathe softly and close your eyes, imagining yourself gently cradled inside a clear, glowing bubble. This bubble is not something you can touch or hold. It is woven from light and time, shimmering quietly around you like a halo of possibility and wonder. It is vast, yet intimately yours. This is your observable universe, the entire sphere of space from which light has traveled across unimaginable distances and eras to reach you. And no farther. Inside this bubble lies everything you have ever known about the cosmos. Every star you have seen twinkle in the night sky, every distant galaxy whose faint glow whispers across the darkness, every ancient burst of energy that still hums softly in the background. It is a boundary not made of stone or glass, but of time's steady passage and the finite speed at which light travels. You find yourself standing at the very center of this bubble, though that place is no more special than any other. In truth, every observer, everywhere, whether on a distant planet or a faraway galaxy, lives within their own personal bubble of observation, each one centered on themselves. These bubbles overlap and intersect, like glowing orbs floating in a sea of possibilities, each marking the edge of what can be known from that unique vantage. Beyond the transparent walls of your bubble, the universe continues vast, immense, and mysterious. But its light has not yet reached you, and perhaps it never will. Time, patient and unyielding, holds its secrets beyond this glowing horizon, stretching the unknown into a silent, distant realm. Imagine this bubble floating gently on an infinite ocean. The water stretches endlessly in every direction, calm and dark, with no shore in sight. You are inside this sphere, held gently by the limits of light and time, surrounded by an ocean without edges or boundaries. Your bubble is enormous, nearly 93 billion light years across. But though vast, it is still finite. Inside this glowing sphere, you can observe galaxies that formed long before Earth existed. You glimpse quasars blazing with ancient light, and you sense the faint, almost whispered glow of the cosmic microwave. Background, the universe's baby picture, stretched thin and softened across the vast canvas of space. As you breathe deeply, you feel the light from these distant places brushing past you like gentle waves lapping on the shore of your mind. Each photon is a messenger, carrying stories from billions of years ago, stories of birth and change, of creation and quiet motion. You are both witness and participant in this cosmic conversation, connected across time and space. Your bubble does not stay the same size forever. It grows slowly as time passes, not because the universe is expanding into empty space beyond it, but because your horizon of observation expands. More light from ever more distant places finally reaches you, allowing your bubble to swell gently, like a quiet tide rising on an unseen shore. What lies beyond this bubble? You cannot know for sure. The universe may stretch on infinitely, without end, or it might curve back on itself, looping endlessly like a great cosmic ring. No one yet knows. What matters is that this glowing sphere contains all the light you will ever see, all the knowledge you can gather from the cosmos in your lifetime. This perspective invites a deep appreciation for the intimacy of your cosmic viewpoint. Though the universe is vast and ancient, your experience is shaped by the delicate stream of light that has reached you, the stories those photons carry, and the slow unfolding of time's great journey. You imagine drifting gently inside your bubble, surrounded by the soft glow of ancient stars and galaxies. The bubble's walls are invisible, but you feel them as a subtle threshold, a border between the known and the unknown, between light and darkness, between what has been and what may never be revealed. You sense a calm humility here. Your view is vast beyond imagining, yet it is also limited. There are parts of the universe that, even in principle, you cannot see, regions whose light is still traveling across space, or may never reach you at all. This limitation is not a loss, but a quiet invitation, a reminder that curiosity is endless, and the universe's mysteries stretch beyond even the most patient gaze. As you rest inside this bubble, you feel yourself connected to every point on its shimmering surface. Each photon that has traveled to you is a thread, weaving your experience into the fabric of the cosmos. You belong to this vast network of light and time, a part of a grand story unfolding across billions of years and countless miles of space. You think of future observers, perhaps far from here, each with their own bubble of light and time, seeing different parts of the cosmic ocean. Their horizons will overlap with yours, but each view will be unique, a singular window opening on the universe's vastness. This idea deepens your sense of belonging. You are part of a grand cosmic dance, a network of observation and discovery, spreading across unimaginable scales. The universe is not a static backdrop, but a living, breathing story in which you play a role simply by being present and aware. Your breath slows further, matching the gentle rhythm of the universe's slow unfolding. The bubble you inhabit is both protective and expansive, a glowing reminder that your understanding is framed by light and time, by observation and wonder. This is your place in the cosmic ocean, safe and embraced, yet reaching toward the infinite. You feel the soft pull of the next question rising in your mind. If you live inside this bubble, shaped by light and time, what lies beyond? How does the universe behave outside the limits of your view? What is the nature of space beyond the observable? You settle deeper into the quiet, ready to drift toward this new horizon of thought. The universe inside your bubble is rich, vast, and full of stories, but the space beyond remains an open, shimmering mystery, inviting you to listen closely to the silence, to imagine the unseen, and to dream of what might be. Infinity is not just a number, but a feeling. It's the silence that stretches beyond your reach, without walls or ceilings. You rest in its stillness. You lie back softly, your breath slow and steady, as your thoughts gently stretch outward, reaching toward a concept so vast it almost slips beyond your grasp. Infinity. It is a word you have heard many times before, yet tonight it feels different. Tonight, it is not a distant, abstract idea, but a gentle presence surrounding you like a quiet, weightless cloak. It presses softly against the edges of your mind, inviting you to settle into its stillness. Infinity is not just a number, nor a symbol on a page or the distant dream of mathematicians. It is a feeling, a deep, silent presence that holds all things at once. It has no beginning and no end. There are no walls or ceilings here, only an endless expanse that quietly stretches beyond your reach, beyond what your senses can touch or your thoughts can fully capture. It is the horizon where all thought dissolves into something larger, something vast beyond measure. Imagine yourself standing beneath a vast night sky, where stars scatter endlessly in every direction, like tiny sparks shimmering on a boundless canvas. No matter how far you gaze, there is always more darkness, more light, more space reaching infinitely outward, welcoming you to explore without limits. Infinity is the gentle breath that lives in the spaces between stars, the invisible thread connecting every point within the vast cosmic web. You feel yourself slowly sinking into this stillness. There is no rush here, no need to chase or grasp at understanding. Infinity does not demand your attention or comprehension. Instead, it invites you to rest. It is the soft embrace of the unknown, the quiet vastness that cradles all existence in its gentle hands. In your mind's eye, you see a line drawn on an endless plain, stretching beyond the horizon, farther than your eyes or feet could ever follow. No matter how far you walk, the line continues unbroken and infinite, a simple path without end. It holds a paradox, something so simple and yet so profound, a journey that never truly finishes. Infinity can be difficult to imagine, because your life is woven from beginnings and endings, measured steps and familiar limits. Yet here, in this quiet moment, you allow yourself to feel infinity as a gentle presence, a vastness that enfolds you without overwhelm, without fear. This infinity is the quiet backdrop of the universe, the canvas on which all space and time are painted. It holds the stars and galaxies, the glowing bubbles of observation, and the silent stretches beyond your view. It is at once empty and full, a paradox woven deeply into the very fabric of reality. You might wonder, can infinity truly exist in a universe that seems to have a beginning? A moment like the Big Bang, when space and time itself began to unfold? The answer is both yes and no. Infinity is both a feeling and a possibility. It is the endlessness of space and the boundlessness of time, stretching far beyond what you can see, beyond what any measurement can hold. As you breathe slowly and deeply, you imagine infinity not as a faraway place, but as a vast ocean. Your bubble of observable universe floats gently on its surface. The ocean is calm and silent, stretching beyond imagination, without shores or edges. The bubble is your place of knowing, your safe space, but the ocean invites you to rest in its quiet vastness. There is a soft peace in this thought, the acceptance that it is okay not to know everything, that some mysteries are meant to remain gentle, open questions. Infinity reminds you that the story of the universe is far larger than any one moment, any one place. Your mind drifts, touching the nature of infinity as it appears in mathematics and physics. You remember how numbers can stretch endlessly, counting forever without stopping. You think of how space might curve back on itself, looping infinitely, or how it might expand without any boundaries at all. But you hold these ideas lightly here, like feathers drifting on a gentle breeze, delicate and free. Infinity is also the quiet weight of absence, the dark spaces between stars, the vast voids where no light reaches, where silence reigns supreme. These empty places are as much a part of infinity as the glowing galaxies themselves. They are the negative space in the universe's grand painting, giving shape and depth to all that shines. You feel the delicate balance of presence and absence, light and dark, fullness and emptiness, woven together in this vast, infinite whole. It is not something to fear or resist, but to welcome with a gentle, curious heart. In this quiet moment, infinity becomes a lullaby, a soft, endless song sung by the cosmos. It invites you to surrender, to rest, to let go of the need to know. to control, or to grasp the ungraspable. You lie beneath the vast night sky, the stars flickering softly, and sense the universe holding you. You are an infinitesimal part of something vast and eternal, a single note in an endless symphony. Breathe in the infinity around you, feeling it settle deep into your bones, slow and steady, like a heartbeat echoing through space and time. This feeling connects you deeply with the cosmos, not as a distant observer, but as a participant in its endless unfolding. Your thoughts drift gently, carried on the slow waves of time, as the infinite stretches both backward and forward beyond. You reach dot, and as you close your eyes softly, you sense a new question stirring quietly in the darkness. A whisper about the nature of time itself, the mysterious flow that carries you forward through infinity's vast embrace. Our universe may be just one among countless others. They might never touch, yet together form a greater reality. You listen to the quiet possibility, beyond possibility. You settle deeper into the soft darkness, your breath slow and even as your thoughts wander toward a delicate, whispering idea, the multiverse. It is a quiet possibility, a gentle suggestion that our universe is but one among many, a single note in a vast cosmic symphony that stretches beyond imagining. Imagine standing in a quiet forest at dusk, surrounded by trees that seem endless. Each tree is unique, yet they all grow from the same earth, under the same sky. Now imagine each tree is its own universe, its own world with its own stars, galaxies, and stories. You are rooted in just one tree, yet you sense the presence of the many others nearby, silent and unseen. The multiverse is like that, a collection of universes, each a bubble of space and time, distinct and separate, yet part of a larger whole. These universes may never touch, never mingle, but together they form a reality far grander than what anyone could hold alone. You breathe in slowly, feeling the quiet invitation of this idea. It is not a certainty, but a whisper, a gentle question that invites wonder without pressure or hurry. The concept of the multiverse arises naturally from some of the deepest corners of physics, from theories that stretch beyond what you can see or touch, into realms where space itself can ripple and split, where different universes bubble up like shimmering droplets on an unseen ocean. In some versions, each universe follows different rules, some with familiar laws like your own, others with strange and wondrous differences. Some may be vast and ancient, others small and brief, each with its own timeline, its own destiny. You imagine drifting gently between these bubbles, the spaces between universes vast and silent. Each one is a world of possibility, a delicate dance of matter and energy, light and shadow. This vision invites a sense of humility and awe. You are part of one universe, your home, among countless others. The stars you see, the galaxies you watch, are threads in your universe's unique tapestry, woven with care and precision. The multiverse whispers that beyond your bubble, beyond your horizon, there is a quiet chorus of realities, each unfolding its own story. You listen, not with urgency, but with a gentle openness, as if hearing the faintest rustle of leaves on a distant breeze. This possibility expands your sense of space and time, stretching your mind to imagine a cosmos that is not a single stage, but a sprawling garden of many worlds. You feel a soft peace in this thought, that even in the vastness and complexity, there is beauty and connection. Each universe, like each star, shines with its own light, and together they create a harmony beyond any single voice. As you lie beneath the sky, you recognize how small and large you are all at once, a single note in a grand cosmic song. You sense a quiet mystery in the spaces between these universes, a silent invitation to wonder what lies beyond even this grand idea. If there are many universes, what connects them? What separates them? And is there a place where all their stories converge? The multiverse is a question without an answer, a gentle whisper that invites you to keep dreaming, to keep exploring with your mind and your heart. Your breath deepens as you drift slowly, cradled by the vast possibilities that stretch before you. Beyond what can be seen or measured, you feel the slow pull of curiosity leading you onward, toward the heart of the unknown, where even the whisper of the multiverse fades into the quiet hum of all that is. Now, as you sink deeper into the calm, your imagination opens like a flower under the moonlight, delicate and wide. You picture each universe as a glowing bubble, floating in a vast dark sea, some bright and bustling with activity, others calm and quiet, still rippling with their own unique energy. These bubbles never collide or blend. They drift silently, side by side, in an endless cosmic expanse. Sometimes, the idea arises that somewhere, far beyond your reach, there might be a universe where the laws of physics sing a different tune, where time flows backward or gravity pushes away instead of pulling in. You wonder what life would be like there, how light might dance, how galaxies would swirl. Even if you will never see these other worlds, just knowing they might exist invites a sense of wonder and possibility, reminding you that your universe, as immense and complex as it is part of a much larger story. The multiverse is a soft echo of curiosity, stretching beyond the limits of what you can know. It whispers that the cosmos is not confined to one shape, one timeline, or one destiny. Instead, it offers a garden where countless worlds bloom in quiet harmony, each unique, each a fragile thread in a vast, shimmering tapestry. You feel your mind expand gently, reaching out to touch this vastness, not with urgency, but with the slow grace of a leaf drifting on a calm river. There is comfort in this endless possibility, a reminder that mystery itself is part of the cosmos's beauty. You are held in this vast embrace, your thoughts floating gently like starlight across the dark water of space. And as you breathe slowly, you sense a deeper connection, not just to your own universe, but to the quiet chorus of realities beyond. Your heart softens with gratitude for the gift of this cosmic dance, for the wonder of belonging to something so grand and mysterious. You realize that even if these other universes remain forever beyond your reach, their quiet presence enriches your own story. Their silent songs blend with yours, creating a melody that echoes through the fabric of all that is. And so you rest here, wrapped in the peaceful thought of the multiverse, a quiet whisper of possibility, a gentle invitation to dream beyond the known. As you drift towards sleep, you carry this soft wonder with you, the thought that beyond the stars you see, there may be countless others, each waiting patiently, shimmering just out of sight. Your breath deepens further, steady and calm. You feel the gentle pull of sleep as the multiverse's whisper fades into the soft silence of night. And in this quiet moment, you know that the universe, your universe, and all the others together hold you in a vast, gentle embrace. An edge implies a place to stop, but perhaps space loops back on itself, like the surface of a globe. Far enough forward, and you return to where you began. You rest gently beneath a sky that seems endless, your mind floating slowly on a quiet sea of thought. The idea of an edge, something solid, something final, has always felt natural. Edges mark boundaries, places to stop and turn around, where journeys end and new ones begin. They feel safe, familiar, like the rim of a bowl that holds water, or the shore that keeps the sea contained. But what if space, the vast fabric holding stars and galaxies, doesn't have an edge at all? What if it curves, folds, or loops back on itself, like the smooth surface of a globe beneath your fingertips? In this gentle turning, forward is not forever forward. It is a circle, a return. Imagine walking on Earth's surface, where no matter how far you travel in one direction, you never find an edge. Instead, the land curves beneath your feet, carrying you onward until, slowly, you find yourself where you began. There is no boundary, no cliff to fall off, just a continuous path. Wrapped around a sphere. Space might be like this, an infinite loop disguised as endlessness. You drift slowly along this invisible curve, feeling the soft bend beneath you, the gentle fold in the cosmic fabric. Light and matter move on this curved stage, weaving the dance of galaxies, stars, and planets. This curvature is subtle, not like a hill or valley you can see, but a bending so slight it changes your entire perspective. It's as if the universe is a great circle, and your journey through it is a loop, infinite and unbroken. You feel the paradox in this idea. Infinite space without edges, endless, and yet finite in shape. It challenges the notion of boundaries, of beginnings and ends. You are invited to think differently about what it means to move through space. The curvature can be imagined like a vast painting stretched over a sphere, where lines that seem straight eventually curve back, completing the circle. Light, too, travels this way, bending gently around the cosmic curves, carrying stories across the loops of space. In this softly curving universe, your journey is both a departure and a return. You are both traveler and home, moving endlessly, forward and yet always connected to where you began. This idea comforts you, like a whispered secret between the stars. A cosmos without edges is a cosmos without fear, without the dread of falling off into nothingness. It is a seamless, unending fabric, holding all that is and ever will be. You think about how this curvature affects your view of the cosmos. Galaxies, distant and shimmering, are not scattered on an infinite plane, but wrapped delicately on this cosmic globe. Their positions and motions are part of a grand, interconnected geometry. This curved space shapes the path of light and matter. It shapes time itself, blending space and time into a unified dance. A cosmic rhythm you feel deep within. As you breathe slowly, you sense how this curved universe cradles you, a gentle embrace holding you softly, yet infinitely. No edges, no boundaries, only the slow unfolding of a cosmic loop. And within this loop, your story, your place, your journey continues. You are carried forward on this endless path, toward mysteries yet to be discovered, to horizons that fold back into beginnings. Your breath deepens, matching the slow rhythm of space's curvature. The thought lingers softly in your mind. If space curves like a globe, what lies beyond the curves you cannot yet see? What does infinity mean when the journey brings you home? These questions gently beckon you toward a new horizon, a deeper understanding of what space really is. Not just a void, but a shape, a form, a story. Let yourself drift deeper into this image. Imagine the universe as a great invisible globe, larger than any city, larger than any country, larger than any world you've ever known. It is vast beyond imagining, yet closed and complete, like a balloon inflated so smoothly and perfectly that it holds all within its surface. You feel the surface beneath your feet, steady and sure, though you cannot see its edges or boundaries. The stars themselves are like patterns painted delicately on this vast cosmic sphere, moving in harmony, tracing slow orbits and gentle curves. You wonder how such a shape can exist without walls or fences, without a final point where the journey must end. It is a universe of gentle loops and endless returns, where every path you take is part of a continuous circle, flowing like a river with no beginning and no end. The earth beneath your feet is a humble guide, just as you can circle around the globe, never falling off its edges. So might space itself curve back to itself in ways your eyes cannot yet see. This curved space is more than just a shape, it is a new way of being. Your mind softens as it imagines traveling through this shape, feeling both the thrill of exploration and the comfort of return. The stars' light bends, the paths of galaxies curve, and time itself flows differently, wrapped gently around this cosmic sphere. You notice the quiet paradox of infinity in this shape. It feels endless when you look out into space. But the universe itself might be finite in size, no larger than the great cosmic sphere that folds back on itself. In this thought, you find a sense of peace. The cosmos is not chaotic or wild, but elegant and whole, like a single breath flowing through all things. You imagine yourself moving through this gentle curve, not hurried, not rushed, but drifting slowly, carried by the rhythm of space itself. Vastness is both comforting and mysterious, holding you softly, yet securely. You become aware of how this curved space connects everything yourself. The stars, the distant galaxies, and the deep silence between them. The universe is not a distant, cold place, but a home you are always a part of, wrapped in its quiet curves. And as your breath deepens, you feel how the shape of space invites you to relax, to surrender to the slow unfolding of this endless loop. You are both traveler and journey, circling around, returning always to where you began. The question remains, soft and open. What lies beyond the curves you cannot yet see? What new wonders wait as you follow this path of light and shadow? In the quiet of this thought, you find a gentle invitation to keep exploring, to keep wondering, but always with calm, with curiosity, and with peace. You are held in the endless dance of space, moving forward, returning home, floating between the known and the unknown. As your mind drifts with these gentle ideas, you feel the weight of the universe lighten. The edges dissolve, and the boundaries fall away. You are left with the soft certainty of belonging, a sense that no matter how far you travel, you are woven into the fabric of this infinite loop. You rest in the quiet space between questions and answers, between beginnings and ends, and you breathe slow and deep, ready to continue this cosmic journey, carried by the curves of the endless. Whether space ends or not, you are part of it. The question itself becomes a soft lullaby. In this vastness, you are already home. You settle deeper into the quiet, your body soft and still, as the thought of home gently unfolds in your mind. Not the home of walls or roofs, but a home woven into the very fabric of the cosmos. A place that exists whether space ends or stretches on forever. Imagine the universe around you as a vast, endless ocean, sometimes calm, sometimes rippling, with unseen currents, and you are a wave upon its surface, rising and falling gently, part of its rhythm. You do not need to know where the ocean ends, or if it ever does. You are already part of the water, already moving with its flow. The question of whether space truly ends or curves back on itself, or simply expands without boundary, becomes less urgent here. It softens like a lullaby sung by distant stars. A gentle melody that eases your mind rather than stirs it. You begin to feel the intimacy of this vastness, the gentle invitation to belong, not in spite of the universe's enormity, but because of it. The vast reaches of space do not isolate you. They enfold you with quiet majesty. You sense how the universe is not a distant backdrop, but an extension of your own being. The atoms in your body once floated in stardust, forged in the hearts of ancient suns, carried on cosmic winds across time and space. You and the universe share a dance, a shared breath. In this moment, you are both infinitesimal and infinite, a point in space and a whole story unfolding across the cosmos. You feel the softness of belonging, the calm assurance that even if the universe is infinite, even if it stretches beyond what you can ever see, you are already at home within its embrace. The universe's vastness becomes a cradle, a slow rocking motion that steadies your thoughts and quiets the mind's questions. Your breath slows further, matching the gentle pulse of the cosmos, a rhythm that is both ancient and immediate, far-reaching and close. You imagine floating in the cosmic sea, surrounded by stars and galaxies, wrapped in the quiet glow of space itself. There is no rush to understand everything. Instead, there is space to simply be, to rest in the wonder, to feel the deep peace of belonging. The boundaries you once searched for dissolve like morning mist, leaving only the soft certainty that you are part of the endless, the universes. Questions become a lullaby, a soothing sound that carries you toward rest, toward the gentle closing of the day. As your thoughts slow, you sense the comfort of this home, a place without walls, without edges, without end. Here, the infinite becomes intimate, and the endless becomes a soft place to land. You let yourself drift, carried by the slow current of space and time, safe within the vastness that holds you. The last traces of worry fall away, replaced by a quiet joy, a deep knowing that home is not a place you find, but a feeling you carry, woven into the stars themselves. And as you rest in this quiet understanding, the stars above twinkle softly, their light a whisper of ancient stories. They remind you that every speck of light you see has traveled unimaginable distances, crossing the ocean of space to meet your gaze. In that journey, you find a connection, a thread that weaves you into the vast cosmic tapestry. You feel the gentle heartbeat of the universe in your own pulse, the same rhythm echoed in the turning of galaxies and the spin of planets. Time itself slows, stretching and folding, like the soft ripples on a quiet pond touched by a gentle breeze. Within this endless space, your mind drifts freely, no longer seeking answers, only savoring the moment. You float between what is known and the vast mystery beyond, comforted by the knowledge that some questions are gifts meant to be held lightly. Your body feels weightless, cradled by the invisible arms of space-time, held tenderly like a leaf on a slow river current. The universe does not demand your understanding or your certainty. It offers only an invitation, a call to rest in its endlessness, to find peace in its vast embrace. As you drift, the notion of separation fades. You and the cosmos are not two, but one woven from the same stardust, moving together in an eternal dance. You remember that even in the quietest moments, the universe is alive with motion, stars pulsing, planets turning, light weaving through the dark. This endless dance is a lullaby, carrying you softly toward sleep. Your breath deepens, slow and steady, mirroring the gentle pulse of cosmic time. You feel the slow unfolding of eternity, not as something distant, but as something held close in your breath, your heartbeat, your stillness. The vastness of space becomes a blanket, soft and warm, wrapping you in its infinite calm. Don't need to fear the unknown or grasp at final answers. Instead, surrender to the quiet vastness, the gentle mystery that carries all things forward. Here, in the endless, you find rest. You are home. And as the night deepens, the stars continue their silent watch, their light a timeless lullaby. In this soft embrace of the cosmos, your thoughts become slow waves, folding gently into the quiet dark. The universe and you, woven one.